Hi, everybody. My name is Claire Cook, and I'm here to welcome you to the Department of Marine Sciences Recruitment. Um, Congratulations on making it this far. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the Skidaway campus, my first 2 semesters as a PhD student, and a little bit about my research. I'm a first-year PhD student on the Skidaway campus, and I'm working with Dr. Natalie Cohen, and I'm in biological oceanography. A little background about myself. I'm from Michigan. I'm from the west side of the state where this little white heart is in Grand Rapids. And then I went to undergrad at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. I just graduated in the spring of 2022. And around this time, I'm usually skiing with my family in the winter, but I'm really enjoying these Georgia summers. It's been really lovely to see the sun for a lot of the year. A little bit about my previous research. I had 2 small research projects. One was an internship through the NOAA Hauling Scholarship. And for that, I traveled on a ship up and down the west coast of the United States, sampling for methane and methanotrophs in the water column. And then I also was able to study abroad during my undergrad, where I researched the spread of coral disease in Turks and Caicos. But the meat of my research experience has really been at the University of Michigan. In my undergrad, I was working on harmful algae blooms in Lake Erie, and looking at how different strains of the harmful algae bloomer Microcystis release different toxins and how that can impact water quality for the surrounding cities. So here's my incubator full of all the cultures that I was growing, all the different strains. And then here I am out in the field collecting some of that water that I will then search through the microscope to find single strains to isolate and then eventually sequence and analyze for their toxins. And that really drove a lot of what I'm interested in. I love phytoplankton and I love how they interact with bacteria. And that drove me to be interested in mixotrophy. So mixotrophy is a combination of cells who are able to photosynthesize for their energy, or they can eat other cells for their energy. So this is really important in Antarctica, especially. So I have cultured isolates from the Ross Sea in Antarctica here at UGA that I'm working with. And these cells are often iron and manganese starved. Iron and manganese come in through dust inputs in the atmosphere, and there's not a lot of dust around Antarctica. So iron starvation leads to kind of shutdown in photosystems 1 and 2, and the cytochromes directly need iron to work. And then manganese comes in with splitting the two waters into oxygen to drive the proton pumps in photosynthesis. So mixotrophy can be really beneficial in this system. Because it's a way to get around having iron and manganese starvation, because you can just eat things that hopefully also have iron and manganese in them to supplement that. And mixotrophy is really important for our food webs, especially in the Antarctica where our food webs are a little bit shorter. Mixotrophy can interact directly with dissolved nutrients, phytoplankton, and zooplankton. So they're really important parts of our food chain that we don't really understand very well. So my research so far has been looking at how these cultures do under iron and manganese stress and limitation. And here's a little schematic showing what we expect. So in these waters where there is a lot of manganese and iron, we expect them to be doing photosynthesis. It's easier and they can get everything they need from the waters. But if there is a limitation of iron and manganese, we expect them to be eating their bacteria. And here you can see this is from a field sample. And you can see that these little green dots are the fluorescently labeled bacteria that they were fed, and after a time series filtered onto filters, and photosynthetic cells will go red and the beads inside them will glow green. So that's an easy way to see grazing rates and see how these organisms are eating or photosynthesizing in the field. And then I also just wanted to show the growth rates of the 3 species that I'm culturing, and how they decrease under iron and manganese. But I do have one culture who doesn't really care, but it does eat. So that is some of my research that I'm getting started on. And I just wanted to share a little bit about Savannah and Skidaway in general too. I know that A lot of the videos on here are Athens heavy, so if you're considering Skidaway, absolutely please reach out to me. I loved living in Savannah. This is the Cohen Lab. We have a lot of fun and a lot of space in our lab, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous campus. These trees are on campus. It's almost always sunny in the winter, which is new to me. And we can see the water in the RV Savannah from our lab, which is gorgeous. And we also have opportunities for outreach on the Savannah campus. This is me and Lucy during the Marine Science Day, where the Marine Extension Center invited elementary and high school age kids and their families to come to campus, and they had a lot of activities lined up. Lucy and I were stationed on the RV Savannah with some microscopes showing people some cells and just talking about our research and getting people excited about the science that's happening on Skidaway. And then this is my cohort when they came down. Everyone came down from Athens, and we all met up in Savannah and had a field course, which was a lot of fun. So this is all coming back from a beach after doing a little bit of research there. And finally, this is just a little taste of Savannah. There's a lot more. There's a lot of fun bars, a lot of cool restaurants, a lot happening in Savannah, but during the summer, there seems to be a lot of festivals happening in the park. They're all free. Everyone just kind of brings a chair, brings some food, and sets up for a little bit of a good time. We had a jazz festival, and the symphony played movie music in the park, and it's a lot of fun to all come together as a city. That being said, I just want to put my email and Twitter on here for you guys. If you would like to reach out, I know it's a lot of work applying to grad school and deciding where you're going to go. I would love to talk to you guys and answer any questions you may have. If you do move down to Savannah and Skidaway, you'll get to meet this cute guy. This is my cat Ridley, and get to see some gorgeous live oak trees with some Spanish moss on them. So please reach out if you have any questions. Hope to meet you guys soon.